I don't know if
What's
we're
up,
live on
party
here.
people?
I don't know if we're live yet, but if we are, welcome
Should
back.
be.
We're live.
What's going on?
There we go. We're up. Nothing, man. How's your week been? You busy?
I think we are going to see a crazy spring here now that the weather has changed here in Maryland. Hopefully for the good, even though it's raining a little bit on and off the last 2 days.
Are you crackling? Is your voice crackling?
I'm still going through puberty, so yeah.
No, it's like I don't know if it's a reception thing or not. All right, so why do you think it's gonna be a crazy spring? What writing is on the wall?
Just today, a lot has come onto the market, in and around the Baltimore area. A lot more, homes that are really nice too, not just like beat up junk. Like a lot of nice homes have come onto the market, especially I was just looking in Baltimore County earlier before we got on, and a lot has come on. So I think that and then the weather, we were basically snowed in for weeks. Kids were out of school
Do
constantly.
you think that do people have like an appetite for this market? I mean, prices are high, rates are
Mhm.
volatile. Are you dealing with any and talking to clients, buyers? Are you seeing buyers? Because like people getting excited to list their house for a large number, you know, th- I can wrap my head around that as somebody who's not an agent. But what about buyer sentiment? Are you seeing traffic or is there demand?
Yeah, I think there's plenty of demand. Just it's a little folks are being a little bit more particular about what they're willing to move forward on or accept in terms of like how ready is the home for them. You know, is it going to need a lot of repairs? More so, are they going to just um, be okay with a lot more outdatedness? Um, all those types of things. I think they're just being a little bit more particular in turn and just, as opposed to just trying to get out there and get something, which is fine. But that makes it that much more important if you're a seller to make sure your house is ready to go.
Am I gone?
You're gone. You're gone. You're black screen. You always had a face for radio. You're back. This is the best part about doing a live stream because you actually really never know what's going to happen. And now we can't hear you, so that's even better. We can't hear you, but maybe I can unmute you. How about that? Yep, we can hear you now.
Mute my mic.
It auto muted. That's okay. But it just makes it more particular or makes it more important to be very strategic on how you get your home ready for sale. You cannot just you can't
I
just
can't
throw it
hear
up.
you.
Am I muted on your end?
We're gonna have to pause. Hold on. Can you hear me? Okay. How about now? All right, cool.
Yes.
Yes. All right, cool. We're live. We're good. We're good.
Okay. So I was just saying it just makes it more important to make sure your home is prepared for the market as opposed to just willy nilly throwing it up. You really got to be strategic on, if you can do repairs or if we can front some of those repairs for you so that, your home is put in the best light it possibly can because all those ones that are not are the ones that are going to sit.
Yeah. So you're suggesting that people do repairs, big repairs. Are you talking about like updating kitchens and bathrooms? Are you saying like
Not
aesthetic?
necessarily. like getting a fresh coat of paint, get the landscaping together, get all the clutter away, make sure it's nice and magazine ready, really. And if you need all your bathrooms updated, that's maybe a different conversation, and that's one that can be explored. But you want to make sure that it's like giving your house a fresh haircut so that it's ready, like yourself. Yeah.
So your house can rizz. So your house can have rizz, right? You gotta have your house has to have rizz.
That's
or
right.
whatever else they're saying. What else are they saying out there?
I don't even know.
All right. So, what's your preferred search engine as far as goes to houses? Are you just on the MLS hunting and pecking? Are you on Redfin, Realtor.com? What do you suggest the clients be using or avoiding when they're searching for new homes?
I would just stay to what you're true to, not reinvent the wheel too much. But I actually have my own app that I give to my clients that they can use and search through there, so that we can all stay on the same page. But you know, going around to all these portals, it's like it's madness. Just stay true to what you typically search on and go about it that way. I know there's
So
a lot of.
If you're comfortable with Zillow, just stick to Zillow. If you're comfortable with Realtor, just stick to Realtor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you can bridge the gaps. Like you're on the MLS, you're getting an idea. Maybe they're using Zillow to send you some houses, and what that's doing is it's giving you an idea maybe of their taste or their price range, and then you can take that information into the MLS where everything is, and then into your in-house, off-market stuff, and you have an idea of where your client's taste lies, and then you can cross-reference that. Is that good?
Well, I mean, if they're working with me right now, they'll be hooked up to one of my apps. So I have an app that is a portal in itself, so that it functions and curates all of these. So because I know a lot of them are having listings or whatever that are only on one website or something like that for periods of time. So we're actually curating all of that and pushing it out to people, so that makes it a one-stop. Yeah.
Do they have the ability to run numbers and stuff on your app?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Is there a spot? I'm on Realtor.com. Is there you want to target a spot? We can look at what's on Realtor.com right now, real quick.
Just do Northern Baltimore County.
Okay.
You'll see it's kind of crazy. Yeah, look at that. Scroll in.
I mean, it hasn't looked like this in how long? I mean, long time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously more densely pop. Yeah. See, I mean, we're going a little anecdotal here, but that's a lot more than it's been.
There were times when I would be looking and there would be 3 houses.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I have the filters on or not, but. So what's the deal with this coming soon? That's allowed?
Yeah, coming soon's always been allowed. Yeah. So that one's under contract, I think, right? Or no, it's not. No, it's not. That's my friend.
You have any listings you want to? Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Nice.
I've got a lot coming up here in the next week. There's a really good one at 4126 Hedge Hill Lane. About to go live at the end of next week. Really nice custom built home on a flat piece of land in Phoenix.
Oh, look at that. That's a beauty.
That's the old pictures too. But yeah, I mean, there's that one. That one's going to be really nice. 2-car garage, flat piece of land, private drive, right by Four Corners. So if anybody's
Fantastic
familiar with Four
location.
Corners, yeah,
Unbelievable location. The best location.
the best.
You go out to you can get to Hereford in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You can get to Towson in 15 minutes.
I think it's for any of our beer drinkers out there. I think it's like what 5 minutes from Inverness Brewing.
Inverness, yeah. It's really close to Inverness, and then you got Four Corners, which will get you into Hunt Valley, get you out to Towson, get you into
Brookside Market over there.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, I'm gonna cry. The old stomping ground.
Yeah. Brookside Market's so good too.
Yeah. So of your buyers, or if you're talking around, is rate keeping people? You think people are worried just because the volatility? They're up half a point, they're down half a point. Nobody knows where they're going, what they're doing. It's keeping people.
There's actually a handful of people that I've come across lately that had no idea the rates went up like they did, from 5.9 to 6.5, call it.
Yeah, because
but you would think if you're buying a house, you would probably know that. I don't know. So I'm educating them on this, so that they're aware. I mean, you got to be aware of this kind of stuff. If you're buying a house, you need to be in tune with in everything surrounding it. It doesn't have to be. I mean, you don't have to be following it day to day, but I mean, you should probably just check like once a day, maybe, if you're interested in buying a house. Is the rate everything? No, of course not. But when you see a significant jump, I mean, that's something you should be paying attention to, and a significant cut as well.
Yeah. Well, if I were, what I watch, and I recommend anybody to watch would be the 10-year Treasury. This isn't where the rates are. Rates aren't 4.3. This is the Treasury yield, and as simply put, as this goes up and down, rates or pricing of interest rates go up and down. You can really get yourself in trouble if you go online. You're just like, what are today's mortgage rates? And then you see some crazy numbers. They're misleading. They're wrong. They're usually based off of, crazy down payments, perfect scenarios. It's like, the Lexus dealership advertising a price, but they don't tell you it doesn't come with, the keys, So you just got to be careful. If I were in process, I would have close contact with my lender, find someone you trust that can communicate with you effectively, and just be in close contact with them. And then if you see a big move in the 10-year, if it goes up to 4.5, call hey, I saw the 10-year jumped up. Can we look at rates? And then do a live look with your lender and see where they're going. Or likewise, if it goes down, 4.2, 4.15, then call up your lender and say, hey, what happened to the rates? Because there's daily adjustments. They move all day long. In a normal world, we're not in a normal world. We're at war. President Trump comes and says, we're going to end the war, and Iran's negotiating, and then Iran will come out and say, and the 10-year will go down, and everybody's like, oh, rates are getting better, and then Iran will come out and say, I don't know this guy didn't talk to us, and then it goes back up.
Yeah.
With interest rates, though, and we talked about this on the show, on the live before, they're extremely volatile because of the situation in the Middle East and because of the oil prices. Other things like employment, there was like, I forget what the exact number was. I think it was 60,000 job cuts due to AI last week. Things like that, the labor market cooling, are real like market movers to move, or that give rates downward pressure. So I do believe that all else, without the out of the ordinary conflict causing oil prices to go up, we would be below 6 for sure. it
Oh
would
yeah,
definitely still be below 6.
yeah. I think we'd probably. I mean, yeah. Listen, if we're below 6, that's a home run.
Yeah.
You know, um, and the people, for anybody out there that's looking to buy now, I mean, theoretically, you may have some less competition. You might see some more homes coming onto the market, giving you some leverage, which is nice. And once the everything is done with all this war stuff, and they do drop, you'll have already gotten your house, and now you can start to look into refinancing.
Well,
And
not even that, Mike. You know, if you go into a contract and you're like crazed and you want to close in 15 days, we can all make it happen, but that's kind of crazy. And this isn't applicable. What I'm about to say isn't applicable to that situation. But like a 30, 45, 60-day contract, you're putting yourself in a position where you might not even have to refinance. You might have time while you're under contract to secure a lower interest rate. Look, rates will get better by 1/4 of a point because of a tweet.
right, crazy.
So, and then the next day they'll go right back. Or that 599 that you really, really want right now might cost 1.5 points, and a report comes out and markets improve, and that 1.5 points is now 1 point. So you save 0.5 point on the cost of the rate. It could happen like that. So there's nothing saying that you can't be aggressive. Say, all right, I can work with 6.375. I can work with 6.5, but I'm gonna get into the house at the worst case scenario where the rates are today, and then I'm gonna watch with my lender really closely what's going on, and maybe we can grab a low rate in process. Look, Trump said, and who knows, he changes his tune all the time. Tariffs are on, tariffs are off. Remember that? But he said 2 or 3 weeks, the conflict. So barring any more escalation, hopefully it gets unwound and we start seeing things improve. But every time he says anything positive, this is how fragile our markets are and how fragile the 10-year treasury and the stock market is. He says something positive, it's a record day in the stock market, and the treasury bond goes down. He says something negative, it changes. So long way of saying that if you have a tolerance for this and the mortgage rate where it is today works, you may be able to A, get into the house, but B, catch a dip. Because look, I'll go back to the 10-year and you can see the volatility, and like catching a dip is people might like think it's a cringy thing to say. I don't really care, but so like this dip rate. Oh, you can't see it. Well, all right.
I can see the screen.
All right, you can see it.
Yep.
All right, so like this dip right here, 4.4 to 4.3. That was most likely about 1/4 of a point adjustment in rate. This dip right here, probably similar. And your rate, if you're talking, origination and pricing of rate, you saved money here on this dip. Up, down, up, down. It's heading back up. It was yesterday was a good day. So like you got to be on the ball, and your lender has to be on the ball. But the big thing here is like if you have a longer contract, 30, 45, 60 days, you can catch some of these dips, and you could get a lower rate without even refinancing. And if you close at 599 and you close at 6375, and in a year rates are 5, you're probably refinancing regardless. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So
that's what I was just telling somebody. It's like whatever we're doing right now, if you're buying right now and you've got a 6.5 rate, you're going to be doing this refinancing again here in a couple months. Because as soon as this is over, it's going to change dramatically.
Yeah. So we've had this sentiment for a couple of years now, but
rates were higher 2 years ago at this time.
Rates were 8%.
Yeah.
Rates were 8%. They averaged 7. They averaged 8. They averaged 7, and last year they were, between 6 and 7. Rates are in they're great compared to the last 2 years. So I think it's a momentary thing. I don't think that we're going to see them go up and away. I wish things were more certain in the Middle East. It's all about the oil, though. That's what it's all about. The rates. If there's conflict, people pull their money out of the stock market and put it in treasury bonds.
Yeah.
It's typical with war and conflict. It's not happening now because, I don't know, maybe things changed and America doesn't have the reputation it once had with being a safe haven, treasury yields. But also it just has everything to do with oil, because oil spikes, inflation spikes.
Yeah.
And not to get too crazy, but there's also, if it goes so far, if oil prices go so far and inflation goes so far that pushes us into a recession, now that could flip things on its head and cause rates to go down. So who the hell knows? A lot of uncertainty. If you see a house and you like it, run the numbers. If the payment works, jump on it. Find people you trust to work with, who are in the game every day, not part-timers,
Yeah. There's just, and if people are buying right now, there's just so much pent up inventory that's coming. Me personally, I have a ton that's coming, and it's because people couldn't list in February and March because of the weather, and now they're ready. So it's going to be good for people if they can afford whatever they're ideally looking for, because I think it's going to be out there for them, and I think it's going to start to get a little bit more competitive as the spring and summer moves on.
So what is the number? Like, what is how many years? Every 7 years, 10 years?
I think now it's 12. Yeah, I think it's 12 now. It was 7.
It was 7, but this people are antsy. People are antsy. They want to get out of their place. They want to move to a different state. A lot has changed in the last couple of years. So like, people are wanting to list their house and sell it. They're just having apprehension because of all of the things. But you think this spring it cracks?
I think it cracks in a relative sense to where it is now. I don't think it's going to be like the parting of the Red Sea, but I do think there's going to be more to come in terms of inventory in the spring and the summer. And if people are ready and willing, they will most likely be able to get or see probably multiple options for what they're looking for, as opposed to like, that the one that we wanted is the only fit for us and we missed it. So I think there's going to be multiple options. So if you're a seller, you better get ready. Make sure that house is ready.
Inventory is rising. It has been rising for some time, but it's rising pretty steadily at this point.
Yeah, I think we're in like a little bit of a rubber band effect just because of all that weather. Kids were off school. Nobody could do anything around here.
Yeah, I think that's nationwide too. It was a cold winter everywhere, really. But
yeah.
So maybe that's the effect of everywhere. So if you're listing your house, or if you're like, oh, I'm gonna get it on, don't wait, is what you're saying, because there's more coming, and the sooner you can get on, the sooner So it's the same thing: competition on the buyer side versus competition on the seller side.
Yeah, as long as you don't have anything like holding you up. But if you're just waiting to wait, you should just do it, as opposed to like kind of like trying to like time it, or I don't know, just if you have general apprehension about it, I would say kind of try to push that to the side and get on the market. Now, if you have something, uh, you know, with that's holding you up, whether it be a job or school or anything, then that's a different story. But
Well,
if you're
let
just
me
if
ask
you're
you a
just
question. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a scenario. All right, it's the end of it's the fourth quarter of school is starting. Kids are graduating high school. Blah 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 blah. Next month, school's out, right? And the next month. So if you're
no
somebody who,
June,
huh? June,
June.
okay, a month and a half away, 2 months. If you're somebody who is like, all right, I want to get this house sold and move into this other school district by the start of next year, what's the game plan? And when is it activated? Got to list a house, got to buy a house. I want to move from Carroll County, and I want to get into the Hereford zone because I want my kid to go to Hereford High.
Yep. So probably start that process towards the middle of this month, because depending on what we need to do to the house and to get it on the market, it's probably going to most likely it ends up being a couple weeks, just based on people's situations. For us, we can do it pretty quickly, but that allows you to get on the market, capture the buyer demand, and then we'll negotiate a rent back situation so that, if we have a 30-day close, then we can, hopefully stay in the home for a month or two more so that we have the ability to find that next home for you. It usually works out pretty well if we do that. But then I would also, speak to your lender to see if you can, use some of that equity in your home to, get out so we can get out there and find your home and get under contract, and then we can put your house on the market.
Right. And
It's
you don't want to
definitely going to.
You don't want to
Yeah.
assume that you can go afford a $700,000 house, $800,000 house, whether you're moving up or down because rates are different than they were when you got. So yeah, definitely talk to the lender. Definitely talk to me or some other lender about like, hey, let's game plan. Like the lender should be involved in the game plan. But so all right, so 2 weeks it takes to get on the market. So you're getting started April 15th. You're on the market May 1st. Take us from there.
You're on the market May 1st. So let's say we get a contract first weekend. That means we're closing June 1st, the first week in June, most likely. Most likely. And then we would negotiate in a rent back for at least a month, ideally another month, just if we need it. And then we'll start to make preparations for, ideally we've already done this anyway, but if we haven't, make sure we're aligned with what you're looking for into that next home. So the area, school zone, the type of home, how large it is, et cetera. And then,
sorry to pull you off.
We got to get out there.
Is contingent offers a deal killer still? What's
no, but it's house dependent. It's house dependent. If you're on a super hot property, and they've got multiple offers, you're not winning with the contingent offer.
Right. And in that case, you either got to get your house sold quick and then look after it's sold, or you use, buy before you sell contingency, one of the programs that wipes out the contingency. So, all right. Yeah, I get it. So shoot, if somebody wants so it's go time. Really, it is. I mean,
Yep.
It's go time. Yep. If that's you, if you're wanting to move counties, move states, move zip codes to get into a different school zone, whatever, it's time. If you got to sell a house and buy a house, it's time to get that ball rolling here early April. So,
dude, if you need to move out of state too, obviously I'm here in Maryland, but I have partners, and typically the two states that people are moving to from here are South Carolina, North Carolina, and Florida, or the three rather, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Florida. And I have partners in all those subsections, so that if you want to go to Charlotte, I got you. If you want to go to Charleston, I got you. You want to go to Port St. Lucie or Miami, I got you. Wherever, doesn't matter. I got a whole network of people that I can get us connected with, so that we're in sync the entire process.
Guy knows the guy. Guy knows the guy.
They're gonna need to know what's going on here so that they can better assist you down there.
Right. Cool. And we've done that a few times. So, all right, Mikey. Well, yeah. Why don't you go get some more people into the Hereford zone with this plan, with this 5-step plan.
Hereford zone is still hot. That's for sure.
Cool. All right, let's wrap it up. It's been 30 minutes and 30 seconds.
That's perfect. That's perfect. All right. So happy to help you guys. But if you have any questions, send us to them, because we'd love talking about them here on the show.
Yes, I would love that. Scenarios, solutions, problems. We got solutions. Any scenario. Doesn't have to be, it's not always cookie cutter. We understand that. And we're all about making things work. So, all right, Mikey.
All right, man.
All right, later.